Hi, my name is Mark Chanski. I'm the coordinator of the Reformed Baptist Network, and it's my privilege and pleasure to be here in Arizona City, which is right on the cusp of the Tohono Reservation, on which John and Bethanna Kortie labor as Reformed Baptist Network missionaries. And many of you know about John and his battle with cancer. John, could you give us an update on how things are? And Bethanna, by all means, feel free to chime in and add a little color to this rendition.
Things surprisingly are going well. Although I am getting ready to start radiation. I actually start tomorrow. Today I got set up on the machine. So.
By the way, today is Monday, March 4, 2024.
Yep. So starting tomorrow, I'll start my first of 28 sessions for radiology to hopefully destroy the remaining vestige of the cancer in my esophagus. They've paused the chemotherapy, but they did not pause the immunotherapy, which is a plus and a minus, because the immunotherapy is what gives me the weakness, but the chemotherapy contributes to neuropathy. So it's one or the other. But now we'll see what the radiation can do. They're not sure exactly what it's going to do to me. I'm not sure what it's going to do to me. I've heard different stories from different people, but the one thing we've learned, cancer for me is not the same as cancer for somebody else, and the way our bodies respond to it. But
well, just the big picture is that about 9 months ago, you were told by the initial prognosis that maybe you had like 6 months to live.
Yep.
And now we're at the almost 10-month marker. So you really have had three and a half bonus months that God has given to you.
Yep.
And any thoughts on that, Bethanna?
Each day is a gift.
Yeah.
And when you live with eternity in view, it changes your perspective on relationships, on the things that you want to get done, the work that still needs to be done for the Lord. Makes petty things, it's not even worth it anymore.
So you mean people are more important than to-do lists?
Absolutely.
When it comes to disagreements you have that aren't priority matters, just say, come on, just let it go. Let it go. That's counsel that I can use for me and my relationships as well.
Yeah, I think you notice conflict around you a lot more, and it hurts your heart because you say you don't know if this is your last day. Why are you going to speak to each other that way? Why are you going to treat each other that way? And yet it's such a biblical way of looking at it too, because do all things without grumbling or complaining. But we don't live that way. Yeah, we don't live that way until we think that life might be over.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And John, you were telling me about the time when you thought you were on your last day, and you thought, Lord, maybe this is it. This is the time where I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to wake up in glory and see your face. And Lord, take me, and in a sense of peace that's brought. Could you just give a little thumbnail sketch of that experience you had and how beneficial it is?
Yeah, it's beneficial because it does help keep things in perspective. And as a pastor and counselor, it helped me to make sure that I was living the counsel that I would give, the biblical counsel to others. Because I would talk to, there's a dear brother on the reservation who deals with a lot more pain than I do, and has been dealing with it for years, and he's called me in the middle of the night and says, I'm ready to go home, and please pray for me. And the counsel that I would give him, focus on eternity, and remember that God still has you here for a purpose, whatever that purpose is. For me, it's to continue to teach others, and for him, it's to continue to be a witness to his family for who Christ is, and how to focus on that each and every day, not the momentary light affliction, as the scriptures say. So
producing for us an eternal weight of glory far beyond comparison.
Yep.
And we were able today Mark Hatfield, who's graciously being our cameraman, and us, we were able to visit over in Sells, which is at the epicenter of the Tohono-O'odham Reservation, the church that J1 pastors, and you are a fellow pastor with him, and really this is almost like a dream come true. We have a solid biblical reformed church that would God spare you that when people are ministered to around the reservation, to direct them to a church in the middle, and then to be able to have that church nurture and disciple and grow, and who knows what the impact of a church like that might bring.
That's exactly right. And again, as you and I were talking earlier, that's one of the reasons we really need a team. It's not about me to begin with. It's about God and His glory. But it would be nice to have teammates to come along and help as well, because the reservation is so huge. So it would be nice to have teammates.
But then let me let you give the last word. How can folks pray for you and John and your ministry?
I think the immediate need, immediate prayer needs would be, as John goes into the radiation, that we would learn what we need to know for his health, and his comfort, and stamina. When I ask him daily, how can I pray for you? Almost always the prayer request is stamina. Because we do want longevity in the ministry. So that would be an immediate need. Long term, that God would use us for as long as He wants to, wherever He wants to, and that we would daily lean into His grace and His strength, knowing, like John said, it's not about us, it's about His glory, and that we would just be willing to follow.
Amen. Amen. Well, all right, with that, we will seek to boldly storm the throne of grace that we might receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need. Thanks for listening. Every blessing. Godspeed.